Goodness. It's Polly Hart once again. And we have with us Down to Brass Facts secondary edition. And this is the box that it comes in. If you put it on your bookshelf, it looks like a book. Down to Brass Facts Volume 2, secondary edition. There's the front cover. Includes orange deck, green deck, violet deck, earth cards, and tokens. Ooh. So here we go. We're going to unbox it now. I'm going to adjust this a little bit down so you can see my card deck. Okay, so we have tokens. First tokens that we see, we have the green Parallax counter. There's a front and a back. This point is on. This point is off. Then we have the orange Entropy token, which I've changed. It used to be just a little orange thing, but I made a gem instead. So that's from the Game Crafter. And then we have the violet Angel of Death. Dum, dum, dum. And it's a mech, I guess. So these tokens come in handy later. We're going to talk about those in a little bit. I'll adjust this one more time. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to open this box. We've got the rules. Volume 2, that's the secondary edition. There's a couple of different pieces in here. Of course, the second page is different because we talk about all of the actual tokens and what's going on with them. And one of the other, let's see, one of the other pages is different. I just put a different picture here. I think all the other pages are the same. Excuse me. Froggy throat. Okay, so that's the rule book. Put that right there. And then the way the Game Crafter does it is this is the batch number that they make. So we are batch 284823, and they just kind of put all the cards in two big bags. I'm going to eventually, but not yet, create where you can buy each deck by itself, and you'll get an actual tuck box. Tuck box is the actual thing that surrounds it. Okay, we've got earth cards here. I'm going to talk about those in a minute. Oh, I do want to show you the differences between the backs. So earth cards have their own backing, and then the actual regular playing cards have a different back. So we'll talk about earth cards in a minute, but not yet. Here is violet. We've got orange and green. And of course, when I say secondary colors, I don't mean primary colors. The primary deck, primary colors, that comes with the primary edition are primary colors. So red, blue, and yellow. And these are secondary colors. So here's orange, and here's green. So there we go. We've got all of our pieces ready to go. Green goes with green. And of course, the very top card is the explanation of the token. So the top card in each deck, let's just start with green. That's my dog. Green Parallax counter. So every turn, before every turn, choose which side the Parallax counter is on. You can have it be on, the point on. That's off. The point on. No, that is, okay, that's on with the birdie. The point on with the birdie and the point off with the, oh my goodness, Marshall, will you quit running around? The point off with the little dots there. It's actually made of metal. The eagle face up means Parallax counter is on. The point means it's off, either on or off. You can choose either side at the beginning of your turn if you are doing anything else. This does not count as a play or order. It does not subtract from your turn in any way. So green is one of the only decks that has the ability to play the counter every turn because a lot of the cards in green depend on the counter. So I also include with every deck, what can I do now? And if you want to take a screenshot of that, you get that card for free. Basically, it just tells you what you can do because some people get lost in the game. And then it shows a little explanation, another reference card, explanation of what your playing field should look like. Okay, so we have all of our cards. And in each deck, I've got the theorems, I've got the geniuses, the locations, and the tools. And then I also have, those are field cards, and those go in the middle there. Those are the main playing cards. Then I've got Dunning-Kruger cards, and Eureka cards, and proof cards. Proofs, lots of proofs. Lots of proofs. Let's see. Sort these all out. Dunning-Krugers are all the same in every deck. Eurekas are not. Dunning-Krugers take a play to play. A play point, as it were. The Eurekas are always free, so you can play a Eureka. If orange is battling the violet over here, you can play a green Eureka card just to mess with them if you want to. If it's to your advantage. So let's see, proofs. You never play a proof card. You only order proof cards. So here we go. So I've got all these sorted. Proof cards, Dunning-Kruger, and Eureka will go here. And then we've got to resort our field cards. In each of the upper left hand, you'll see that this has 6-sided little icon there, and it's got a sextant. So the theorems have a quadrilateral. Locations have a pentagonal device there, icon, and the geniuses are a circle. Not so the proofs. Proofs always have a shield icon behind it. So some people learn by visual stimuli, so that's why I did that for them. And I think it actually helps. And of course, you can always tell green if you're colorblind. I made the images on the side, the little design there. Made them all unique. You have little on orange cluster of Celtic knots, and then on the violet you have gears. All right, so here we have. Move this around. Push this on down. Here we have our theorems, our basic theorems. The secondary icon on the other side, if you'll notice, they're all different. So here we have, let's see, that's science. That is a wild rainbow wheel there. Aeronautics, hydrology, and geology, Devil's Tower. So all the theorems are the same. Left icon has the theorem, and the right icons are all different. Now, the right icons are each in the same type on this side because, so here we go. Here's locations. Locations all have the secondary icon. Cordonian Light, St. George's Channel, Dunkirk Lighthouse, the Ergo Light, Sheol. All of my scriptural references are wild cards. For instance, this one, theorem, Comfort of the Paraclete, a wild card theorem. Okay. Geniuses. Let's do tools next. Okay. Here are tools. Ring laser, sextant. A hose, spirit level. Pyramids of Giza. Chariots of Fire, again, scriptural. And the CSXT Go Fast rocket from 2014. Here are my geniuses. Admiral Richard E. Byrd, very good card. Edward W. Morley. Augustine of Hippo. Ernest Wilbur Silvertooth. And Isaiah from the Bible. So, each of the field cards, we have a set of each one. Now, if you recall from the other videos, you can only put out one of each type at any time. Actually, I'm working on an expansion, volume 3, which is lets you put out like another tool card, which is great. So that's actually really cool. So our proofs shuffled in. All of these are shuffled in. You don't actually shuffle in this card. You can if you want to, but I have the suggestion that you just kind of keep it here. Keep your counter on top of it or whatever. Just keep it to the side. It's just to help you. All the reference cards are just there to help. You know, you don't have to ever really play these per se. I mean, it would be funny if you did, because it would do nothing. Dunning-Kruger cards. Every Dunning-Kruger card is the same in every deck. And they're basic mechanics. The basic mechanics to help you. So draw one card from the top of a neighbor's draw pile. Take one card from trash and shuffle it into your draw pile. Draw 3, order 3, draw 3. Order all your cards. Shuffle your discard pile into your draw pile. Order 6. Draw the top 3 cards from your discard pile and place them on top of your draw pile, which is great. That's a great card. The last card played is placed into your hand. That's wonderful. But it happens during a play. So you have to have a play to play that. Dunning-Kruger, draw 1, play 1. Just gives you an extra turn. Place this card next to the Earth deck. The first person will look at this text besides yourself immediately draws 3 cards from their hand. So that's a funny card. Funny. Eureka cards in green are different. Every Eureka card in the coloration of the deck is different. We have Eureka, flip any Earth card from Earth draw pile, discard it, and make it the Earth card play. That's really powerful, depending on what's going on in the Earth deck, which we'll get to in a little bit. Green, and you can tell green, every deck has its own theme. Green is a very specific deck. It's chaos almost, but it's also disorder, which sounds like the same thing, but it's not. So search the Earth card pile, exchange Earth card pile, shuffle Earth card pile, take the bottom Earth card. So all the green Eurekas have to do with the entirety of the game format. The proofs in green are as follows. Let's see. I've got scriptures here. Some more scripture. Okay. More scripture. So there's an even spread of I think a 1 to 5 ratio, maybe 1 to 4 of scriptures in the proofs. Let's see. Proof: the Earth's jet streams form a perfect circle on the azimuthal equidistant map. Talking about jet streams. Here's one again related to the other one, the 2014 Go Fast rocket. Water requires a container. Michelson-Morley experiment. Here's a Melanchthon, his quote. The eyes are witness to the heavens revolve around the space of 24 hours, but certain men, either for the love of novelty or to make a display of ingenuity, have concluded that the earth moves. Here's a quote from Sir James Clark Ross of the South Sea Voyages. My dog's itching. The sky being very clear, etc., etc. Marshall, go lay down. Go lay down. 1946, the Nazi V2 rocket. E.W. Silvertooth, again, if you don't know who he is, he's pretty awesome. Here we go. The E.W. Silvertooth experiment shows that there is no change in the speed of light coming from any direction. That disproves an Earth moving through the heavens, as we would notice a significant increase from the stars shining as they travel above us. So that's awesome. Coriolis effect, proof card there. Entirety of the host of heaven goes around a 24-hour period. Oh, here we go. This is one of my personal favorites. Let's see if I can pronounce these words, these names here. Fonstad, Pugach, and Vaught proved that Kansas was flatter than a pancake on a topographic geodesic survey. They found that, quote, state is so flat that the off-the-shelf software produced the flatness value for it of 1. The value was, as they say, too good to be true. So we did a more complex analysis. After many hours of programming work, where they were able to estimate that Kansas's flatness is approximately 0.99997. Wonderful little card there. Now, that is green, and green is a great deck. Great, powerful deck. Probably not to be played by novices. Now, let's talk about the point. The point being on. Point being on is the eagle. So these happen not with the proofs, not with the Dunning-Krugers or the Eurekas, but mainly with the field cards. Okay, so here we go. Operation Fishbowl, which is the theorem hydrology. If desired, flip the counter on. All right, so it's already on. So I chose it on at the beginning of my turn. If desired, flip the counter on. Everyone passes a card from their hand to the neighbor on the right. Off. All neighbors must discard 3 cards from the top of their draw pile. So in this game, neighbor means anyone but yourself. So let's just say I want to turn it off. Turn the point off. All right. All neighbors discard 3 cards. So that's, wow, it's powerful. And when a field card is laid, it takes a play to lay a field card. And then it takes a play to activate a field card during your turn. So if I choose to, I can have this, you know, flip the counter. Boom. Off. Boom. You have to discard. Go Fast Rocket card is another mechanics card. If desired, flip the counter. On. Everyone draws 1 card from their discard pile. Off. The neighbor who plays next plays next. The neighbor who plays next discards 2 cards from their choosing of their hand. So if we're going around counterclockwise, when the point is off, that person would have to discard 2 cards from their choosing from their hand. Ring laser, points on or off. Oh, here we go. Chariots of Fire. If desired, flip the counter. Off. Draw 4 cards from your draw pile. Okay, on. Everyone draws 3 cards from trash, starting with you. So green has a lot of pros to it. There aren't many cons to the green deck. There's not a way you can get stuck in the green deck. Like some of the other decks, I think specifically red and maybe a little bit of orange, you can get stuck if you're trying one format, one way to win. But with green, there are so many possibilities. So we're going to put that right here. Okay, orange. We're moving on to orange. Orange has the gem, Entropy. Orange Entropy. Once per turn, you may split or combine your draw piles to create additional draw piles. Ooh, you can always look at the card before you're going to draw, before you draw it. You may do nothing else this turn if Entropy is used. Entropy may not be used if you've done anything else this turn. So besides green, aside from green, this token lets you split a draw pile to create additional draw piles. And then you can always look at your draw pile, which one, like you've got 3. You can always say, I have 3 draw piles. Do I want this card? No. Do I want this card? Yeah, I'll take this card. Right? But in order to split a draw pile, you have to take your entire turn to do it. So it's a dedicated, very, very best done at the very beginning of the game. Yeah, do it at the beginning of the game, and then have 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 draw piles. And when, like, if red or yellow has something to target your draw pile, you have to choose one of the draw piles, which is fun, and it ruins their strategy. So orange is fun. Orange is very, very interesting. Again, we have the reference cards. We're going to slide those under here. All right, we've got Dunning-Kruger. I should have sorted these before I started the video. Polly. Interesting story. When I first moved to Lafayette, Indiana from Fort Wayne, Indiana, I worked for a guy named Pete Walker. And I had purple hair. And it was in a Chelsea flip, if you know that haircut. And he used to call me, Polly, what are you doing? Because he thought I was like just some punk. But I had owned my own coffee shop at that time. So I knew what I was doing. But he didn't trust me because of my hair. Polly. So every time I do something funny or silly or stupid when I'm working, I usually just say to myself, Polly. Anyway. Okay, orange. Let's look at these proofs real quick. Water travel speed is the same direction of the compass. Surveyors, operations and instruments, spherical trigonometry, ships disappearing over the horizon. Lacanitus. The ancient wonders of the hanging gardens of Babylon dwindle into nothing in comparison to the fields, seas, towns, and mountains that pagan philosophers believe to be hanging from the earth without support. Henry Mayhew, from The Great Wall of London, The Horizon, quote. Here's a quote from Isaiah 40:22. The horizon always raises to eye level no matter the altitude or of the observer or the instrument. Ocean temperature maps, proof. Quote from Thomas Windships. Jeremiah 6:22. The midnight sun phenomenon. 1606 Mercator Hondius. Mercator Hondius map of the Arctic shows the land possesses North Pole. Talking about Mount Meru. First Chronicles 16:30. A flight from Rome to Paris should take 2 hours, 10 minutes. Paris to Rome takes 2 hours and 10 minutes. The allowance for this is wind differences, but the rotation of the Earth should create a vast difference, not a minuscule one. And it's like literally like cuts it in half. Or 33%. I can't remember. Can't remember the math on that real quick. Not really a great mathematician, which is coincidentally the name of a book that I wrote for my nephew, Gideon Bear. That's his name, Gideon Bear. My brother Tim, his youngest son. Okay. Mathematician. He is like, he's not savant level, but he's super good. So I've got our theorems. Theorems, Greenland, not Mars. Tesla space car failures. Faked moon landing. The word of Yahuwah. NASA Photoshop. Here we have for sextant, I've got the bridge aqueduct. The tablets of Torah, which, by the way, the second commandment speaks of the flat earth. A telescope. Alexandria Lighthouse. The Roman Groma, which is, I think, a precursor to the sextant, if I recall. Anyway. So here we go. We got geniuses. We got Moses. Lady Elizabeth Blount. William Carpenter. Georgia Sagnac. And Richard Anthony Proctor. My flat earth peoples. So here we go for locations. I've got Jacob's Ladder. Again, wild scripture. That's pretty good. Draw 2 times, order 2 times. So a lot of the cards in the Earth deck don't let you draw each time. And this gives you, oh yeah. So orange, again, with the locations, it lets you cycle, draw, repeat, draw. So with orange, it's all about getting your deck up to the speed that you want. So super cycles. Another one we have Cape Bonavista Lighthouse. Draw 2 times, play 4 times, which is amazing. The Front Range Beacon, Sapelo Island, Georgia, which I visited actually. That's why this card's in the deck. Draw 5 times and play 1 time. The Grand Mere State Park and Waterloo, Liverpool. These are our field cards for orange. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Eurekas are fun for orange. Last theorem card played has no effect. Last tool card played has no effect. Last genius card played has no effect. Last Eureka card played has no effects. This is an anti-Eureka card. Freaking amazing. Last location played has no effect. So if you just want a little bit of boom, you can't do that now in your deck. Orange has got it. So cycling through and getting that last Eureka card has no effect. What was the name of that card? Yeah, the last Eureka card played has no effect. Take that card and place it into your hand. So you get to collect the other Eureka cards, which is great. Dunning-Krugers. We've gone through those. And I've got the proofs. Orange proofs. When using EME to bounce signals off the moon, engineers surprised they can get a bounce off the sun about the same time, 2.5 seconds. A flight to Rome to Paris takes 2 hours. Let's see. First Chronicles 16:30. 1606, Mercator Map. Midnight Sun Phenomenon. Jeremiah 6:22. All of the good ones. Yeah. It's a wonderful, wonderful deck. Okay, so I'm going to put that here. And we're going to go to Violet. Now, in my game, with the Roy G. Biv, the way the rainbow works, I have Roy G. Biv. So, or, red, follow along with me, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Now, there's a group of people in the world who have taken the rainbow and turned it into 6 colors, which is completely unscientific. Now, really, it's hard to see the differences in an actual rainbow, I know. But the way that we're told it works is a Roy G. Biv explanation, and it works the best. So that's what I did in the game, because science is good. Science, good science, always points to the Bible. Eating pigs is bad. How do we know? Well, the Bible told us first, but now we know scientifically the pig's digestive system is only like a quarter the size of most other animals that chew their cud. So don't eat that animal because they're going to give you all sorts of parasites. Like, what was it, 1860? They had thought that, starting in the 1840s and 1860, they had thought that the entire town of Nineveh was a myth. So the book of Jonah was fictitious until they actually found Nineveh and they said, oh, I guess Nineveh's real. So there you go, proving the Bible. Archaeology, biology, I guess, what would that do? Nutritionology? Nutrition? Anyway, gastrointestinal system, whatever that is. Study of that. Biology. Medical science. Anyway, so there's proofs. Helicopters hovering should go away because of the Atmos. If the Earth was like, okay, here's the Earth, here's the helicopter. Right? But it doesn't. It stays right there. Flat, stationary, non-rotating Earth. Angles of reflection from the waxing of waning moon. Airplanes do not dip their nose. Why? We don't know. Here's W. Winkler. As an engineer many years standing, I saw this absurd allowance that is only permitted in school books. No engineer would ever allow any kind of this thing. I have projected many miles of railways and many more miles of canals. The allowance has never been thought for, much less allowed for. Yeah, I don't bend railroad tracks. Cellular repeating towers, known as GPS. President Nixon called the Apollo 11 moon landing with his green phone. Super phone. Let's see, photos of the moon landing, the light showing from shadows, 8 different moon landing. So moon landing, daylight savings time. No, daylight remains different. Daylight remains a different light type than sunlight. The sun's radiation activates noble gas particles in the air that illuminate the sky to a bluish light. There you go. It's not coming from 86,000 miles away. 86 million, whatever the fake numbers are they use. Ridiculous. 2 Kings 20:11. The surface of the Earth has been shown at 71% water. Attempting to break the firmament, the U.S. launched Starfish Prime at the Dome and detonated the Pacific Ocean in 1962. Hydrogen bomb, yeah, ridiculous. Joshua 10:13, Genesis 7:11. The sun makes her own light. Laws of perspective and vanishing points. NASA Mercury project from 1961. So good proofs in this deck. And now we shall sort. Marshall, I need you to go lay down. Go upstairs and lay down. Good boy. Go lay down. Oh, he's a funny kid. That Marshall. That's my hat shadow the whole time. He thinks when I'm talking to him. He needs to get with the program. We have 2 cats that live here at this house as well. It's my wife and I. And every time I talk to the cats, he thinks I'm talking to him. But he's still kind of a puppy. He's only a year old. So he should have figured it out by now, but he hasn't. Poor thing. Okay, Martin Luther for geniuses. Swap draw piles with one neighbor. This is great unless you're orange. It is great when you're orange. It's not great when you're violet trying to attack orange. Can you imagine swapping draw piles with a neighbor? That's amazing. And of course, if you didn't like it, you can always swap back later because you can play this as many times as you want. How many plays do you have? Swap card, discard piles with a neighbor. Last card played, put it in your discard pile. Swap hands with a neighbor. Take a proof set from a neighbor and play it as your own. So violet is spectacular. Spectacular. All right. The good news is there's Eureka cards, and all of them, and Dunning-Kruger cards to combat this nonsense. I didn't talk about the counter yet. Ooh, let me do that. I'll do that as soon as I finish this. Hold on. Okay, sextants. Exchange your draw pile with the trash. Search trash and place 1 card. Trash a card from your hand. Place discard pile in your hand. That's amazing. Place the whole discard pile into your hand. Search trash and place 1 card into your hand. So those are the tools. Pillar of Fire by Night. Swap discard piles with a neighbor. Bird's First Antarctic Expedition. Rearrange 1 neighbor's discard pile in any order you wish. That's harsh. The Antarctic Service Expedition. Discard 1 neighbor's card and play. Operation High Jump. Place the bottom card from all neighbors' discard piles into your hand. Boom. Bird's second Antarctic edition. Place one card from neighbor's discard pile and place it in your draw pile. So that's awesome. Oh, so we have locations. We have Caspian Sea, waters above, Aral Sea, Lake Victoria, Uganda, and Lake Michigan, USA. All great cards, and it's all about swapping and rearranging and just sheer nonsense that Violet is. And it's always how I remember the icon, because the Violet icon is violent, and it's the Angel of Death. Dun 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 dun. Whee! Wish she was bigger. Might order a bigger one. Okay, so the Violet Angel of Death counts as a full turn. So when you use your token, when you're Violet, it counts as a full turn. Take a card from trash and place it in your hand. You may do nothing else this turn if the Angel of Death is used. Angel of Death may not be used if you've done anything else. This may only be done once as your full turn. So you just steal from the trash, which is great, because the trash is a separate part. Actually, let's look at it right here. Okay, so in your game field, everybody has this game field. This is their prize. But the trash is over here. It sets apart from everything else. And when you trash a card, typically it's pretty hard to get back. There's a way to get it back. And with Violet, you can get it back just anytime you want. It counts as your full turn. But if it's that one of those cards over there that's just like does a whole bunch of cool stuff, and you want it, well then there you go. The Angel of Death brings them on back. Okay. Now you have been shown the way things work, but if you'll notice, okay, I pointed the wrong thing. Trash is down here. There's trash. This is the Earth deck, and the Earth deck happens in the way that if you played Flux before, it tells you what to do each turn. So it's the way each turn is played. So we've got green sitting over here, orange, and green is spreading himself out against my wishes. You got green over here. The counter. Orange, violet. And they're each playing a turn. Where does this guy go? Yeah. So, first of all, got some blanks just for you in case you lose a card or you want to make something up. Wonderful. Making stuff up is what I do for a living. So let's say you've got Heat Wave. Heat Wave is the way this turn is played. So at the very beginning, whoever's the first player, which is decided in the rules by the youngest person, and then you can change first player. And a lot of not actually, I think, yeah. Some of my other cards make you change the first player. Like you're not the first player. So, but in this game, we're playing right now, Violet's the first player, and then it's orange, and then it's green, and then it goes back to Violet. So, we have, all right, so we draw. Here's the discard pile. We draw, we play, and that's the card in play. So this turn begins, and then it's Violet's turn. So Violet gets to draw 5 and play 1, which you have to have 7 cards in your hand at maximum at the end of a turn. So he has to discard maybe 4. And if he can't play, he's got to discard 5, unless he's got a specific way to keep his cards. You gonna sit right there? Okay. All right, so draw 5, play 1. That is Heat Wave. And I have in this deck, now in the primary deck, I had months and moons. So full moon, quarter moon, blood moon, and then I had January, February, March. But in this one, I have the seasons and the weather. So I've got weather and seasons. And the way I did seasons, and so if I can order it out for you, because I did it off the Indian seasons. There are, is it 6 or 8? Anyway, I did it off of their pattern because they have not only, spring and then summer and then fall and winter, but they have a couple other ones called wet and dry. There we go. All right, so let's go through weather first. A cold snap. Order 2, draw 3. Ordering 2 and drawing 3. Order means that you can move your proofs around. So in the way that I get a field card out, if a field card says I need 1 hydrology, or if it has the icons for the field card, 1 hydrology and 1, let's say, let's just, actually, you know what? Let me just pick one and we'll do it from there. Green. Okay, Edward Morley. Edward Morley is a genius and is aeronautic genius. So I need a combination of 3. So in order to get, remember it's a rule of 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's actually in the back of the rule book. Remember 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 1 card with 2 icons needing 3 proofs from 4 sets. So 1 card, 2 icons. I need 3 proofs to get this card out. So I have to get either 2 geniuses, 2 aeronautics, or 1. So 2 and 1, or 1 and 2, or a combination of I can have wilds if I had 2 wilds over here and 1 genius. So all my proofs, which are on top. Here we go. Perfect. This proof here allows me, see, it's the second card too. Okay, excellent. So I have this card, and to get this card out, I need 3 total proofs. So there's 2 aeronautics and 1 genius. 1 genius, 1 aeronautic, 1 aeronautic. So this proof set would go here to get this card out to play. So I get the proof set. So I order 2. So let's just say I had these guys were all unarranged. So I need to order to get them together. So I just order 1. So there's order 1. Moving a proof card to another proof area, to another set. Sounds simple, I think, hopefully. Each order, I can't play. These are no plays. There's no plays on this turn. Nobody can play, but I can order. So I can order 1, 2, or 1, 2, or 1, 2, whatever, in order to get this guy out for the next turn. So yeah, so order versus play in this game is very specific. Playing is not what you would do on like a normal game of spades or hearts, or a game of lyre, or whatever, hand and foot, cribbage, whatever you're playing. Poker, not the same. So cold snap, phone wins. That's a pretty good one. 1, 1, 1. Some good stuff going on. Mistral wins. Pretty much the same thing. Lake effect, play 2, draw 3. No ordering on this card. Order 2, draw 2 on macro burst. Haboob, draw 4. The doldrums, order 1. Tornado, play 3. You don't get to collect anything. You don't get to draw anything. You're just playing. Run away. Okay, heat wave, draw 5. Don't have the energy to do anything else, so you can just play 1. The ocean dipole, play 6. Draw 1, order 1 on fog bank. And here's the first one of many, but it's the only one in any of the 4 Earth decks. The first 2 that I released with the primary edition, and these 2 here. A day most glorious. You get to choose any 6 actions. So you could draw 2, order 2, play 2. You could play 2, play 2, play 2. So that would just be play 6, right? So any 6, this is your choice. And when this day happens, oh wow, it's the day most glorious, because Violet gets to play 6, or order 6, or draw 6, or 2, 2, and 2, or 3, 1, and 1, 3, 1, and 2, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, any of that, any combination. And then orange gets to do it, and then green gets to do it. So very, very, very interesting. The day most glorious. First of many. All right, so here I have the names. So I'm going to start with one that I recognize. Summer solstice. Summer solstice. All right, you can do a lot on summer solstice. There's a lot going on. And then we have, man, I should have. Here's late summer. So charade is late summer. So draw 3, order 3, and play 2. So we are kind of getting, I'm going to move these blanks over here out of the way. So charade is late summer. And then I need to get to early let's see, early autumn. No, I guess it would be Autumnal Equinox. Autumnal Equinox is next, which is the draw 4, play 3. And then I get to Old Maid Summer, which is politically incorrect because it's called Indian Summer. Chose not to do that, so I call it Old Maid Summer. And then I get to Mid-Autumn. Sorry, did I say sorry? I said summer. Mid-Autumn, which is Indian Summer. So whatever. And then I got to Hamata, which is Late Autumn. And that's play 1, order 2, play 1. So as you can see, days are getting shorter, but so we can do less and less and less. Then I get to, do I have an early winter? I don't. So I have winter solstice. So order 2. Oh, winter solstice. Then I should have midwinter. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I do. But I missed one for summer. Let's rewind time and do my Varsa. So after summer solstice, then I have Varsa, which is midsummer. It doesn't really matter because these are all shuffled anyway, but I just kind of wanted to do it in order this way in case anybody has questions. So Hamata, winter solstice. Then I have Shishira, which is midwinter. You got to do one more. I mean, you'd only order 2 in winter solstice. Now you got to do draw 1 and order 2. You're not playing really much in the wintertime because it's so cold outside. Let's see. Then I've got late winter, Basanta. Draw 1, order 2, play 1. It's not spring yet. It's just still winter. But you're cold. You want to go inside. But you're still able to do a little bit outside. Here we go. Then I've got the Vernal Equinox, which is draw 2, order 1, play 2. Yay, it's May. Woo. Well, really, April. So in March, really. April, May, June. Yeah. So it'd be March, basically. Okay, then I've got mid-spring, primavera, which is a non-Indian term, of course, but it's Proto-Iberian. Anyway, it's Italian. Mid-spring, and then I have Grisma, which is again the Indian, so it's late spring. So you can do a lot in the spring, not as much as the summer solstice. So so I have the ones that are recognized: summer solstice, winter solstice, autumnal equinox, vernal equinox. These 4 are recognized. So by what we as Westerners would consider, oh, I know that one. And then I have the primavera and old maid summer, which are mid-spring and mid-autumn, which are not the Indian terms. Marshall! Marshall! Goodness. But then I've got the Indian cycle. And I'll draw it like a circle. There. Midsummer, late summer, late autumn, late spring, late winter, midwinter. Varsa, Sharad, Hamata, Grisma, Basanta, Shishira. So anyway, so I kind of put it together like that. Just as kind of a way to keep it interesting and keep it homogeneous with the world. So there are 12 of these weathers and 12 of the seasons. So I've got this together. That's 24. And then I've got 6 blanks. So if you lost a day most glorious, or you just wanted to have 6 more days most glorious and put them in there, or shuffle it in with the other deck from the primary edition, you can do that as well. But so there you go, man. That's basically it. That's my game, man. And tell you what, I hope you guys enjoy it. I really put my hat back on and talk to you like a man. Whee! You forgot what I look like, didn't you? That's it. Goofy hat. My wife hates this hat. But I'll tell you, making this game, learning what I've learned, making the proof cards for Flat Earth, having to read the Bible, and kind of learn more and more has helped me a lot. So even if, and I've sold, I think I've sold 8 copies of the first edition. Pretty sure. It's at 7, 8, or 9. But even if I hadn't sold any, I learned a lot, and I had a lot of fun doing this. My first game, my first big card game that I made, Empires and Generals. You can go to it, empiresandgenerals.com. It still has people playing it all over the world. They're playing it. They play it at a boys' school in Burkina Faso, which is on the west coast in India. Oh no, is it Ghana? It might be Ghana. I can't remember. It's been so long since I talked to the guy. But I put that game out going on 11 years ago, and it still does well. It's the world's first free print and play collectible card game. So you basically just go to your printer and print off on 3x5 cards what you want to play. You can play the Roman Empire. You can play the Egyptians, the Huns. There's a lot. There's way too many to remember. But I'm working on this game now. So I enjoy making card games for people like you who love history, who love knowledge, who love science. And I will give you the opportunity now. If I have misspoke or put something down that is not correct in the game, please let me know. Send an email to empiresandgenerals@gmail.com and let me know what I've done right or what I've done wrong. Like this hat. This hat is wrong. However, I've got a straw hat I could wear. Might wear that next time. There you go. See? Just because of you. So any typos that you see, like I printed this whole thing upside down. I'm just kidding. But any typos that you see, that's just going to bug me now. Or any science facts that you're questioning or you have problems with, or if I do, just let me know, man. I can always fix it, put it back up online, and boom, it's done. Oh yeah, so here's on this side here, you see that I redid the back and actually gave it colors, and there's no UPC. I thought there would be, but I spent a lot of time working on these icons here. I own all those icons. My intellectual property. 3 smiling faces. And anyway, yeah, so fun. I had a lot of fun. And I want to put it on my bookshelf. But the sad news is that I gave Noel Hadley my other edition, so I don't even have the primary edition. I have the prototype, and I have this. So I'm going to go see Noel Hadley for Passover, and I'll get it, and I'll take pictures. But I'm going to take some pictures today. I'm going to mark it today. I'll put this up online, and just have a good day marketing. But man, I really appreciate you guys. Ooh, hold on. I'll show you my new painting. I just finished this painting a couple of days ago, last night, 2 days ago. And this is a special preview, sneak peek. It's called Grand Central Patience. Give you some detail. Anyway, so that's some beautiful texturing there I got going on. Little mountains and valleys. Happy little flowers. All right, guys. Peace out. Love you. Goodbye. Click, click.